Decades ago, religious education was systematically removed from our public school day. Well, LifeWise Academy is bringing it back through release time religious instruction. So in 1952, the Supreme Court ruled that students could be released during school hours to learn about religion, provided three important criteria are met. It has to be off school grounds, privately funded, and parent permitted. And we believe this is the single greatest opportunity we have to reach the next generation because it is in the middle of the school day. Because you think there are a lot of great before and after school programs, but often with parent schedules and extracurriculars, it's hard for kids to attend. But because this is right in the middle of the school day, we're able to reach a large percentage of the school's population.
So we're talking about during the school day, off campus, off the school site. So the thought that comes to mind is you have to have a way for a student to get from point A to point B. So how do you deal with the transportation challenges there?
So we look to identify, a local community will work with us to identify some local spaces that students can host us in. Many of our properties end up being churches that aren't used during the week, so they'll open their doors to us to be able to have. Some are community centers, and we'll either walk to the location if it's within walking distance, or we'll provide a giant LifeWise bus, a red bus, to pick up and transport the students off school grounds, learn about the Bible, and then we'll take them back all within about an hour's time.
And this is something, it's an opt-in situation. It just occurred to me, Derek, that we are hearing of school districts where there are programs or conversations even, counseling techniques where there are things that are being taught to students and the parents don't even know. In fact, you have administrators who are very intent on keeping parents from knowing. LifeWise Academy, by contrast, this is something that the parents are in on. They endorse. It's an opt-in sort of program.
Absolutely. A lot of times we hear people will say, we're not sure about release time because we don't want students forced. And we say they're not. Parents have the opportunity to opt in, as you said. It's parent permitted to say, I want this to be an important part of my kid's education. Students and parents have all kinds of opportunities. This is an opportunity, according to the Supreme Court, that allows parents to make that choice of having religious education part of their school day, even in a public school setting.
Joining us from LifeWise Academy today at NRB 2024, it's Derek Stemen, and we have more ahead here on this edition of the program as we talk about this concept of release time religious instruction. And so you have this canvas, if you will. You have this tremendous opportunity. It's upheld by the courts. School districts have the opportunity. They are not being forced to do this, but it's something that they can offer an opportunity. So how does a LifeWise Academy chapter or program, how do you find that it generally is established in schools? Is it that you have a group of people locally that invite you to come in, or do you look at school districts across the nation and choose various districts that you wish to look at?
Yeah, so as you talked about this being a tremendous opportunity, it's existed for years. What LifeWise Academy really did is we figured out that one of the challenges, the reason release time is not in more communities across the United States is because it's kind of challenging to do. It might sound simple, just take kids off school grounds, take them back, but it is actually complicated. You got to think about logistics and liability, insurance, transportation, all these barriers. And so what we've done is we've created a replicable, scalable way that any community across the nation can do this. And it all starts with parents and believers in communities raising their hand and saying, I want my public school students being taught Bible education. They're not signing up for anything. They're just simply saying, I would like my students to receive this opportunity through a community interest list. It's kind of like a petition. And then once a number of community members have signed that alerts LifeWise that this community is interested in it. And then we go and give them all the tools and show them how to launch a program.